Hello there and welcome to the new Tableau dashboard tutorial. And in this Tableau dashboard tutorial, I will show you this Acme Superstore retail sales dashboard, which is a new design on the existing data set. So if you are new on my channel and have not seen previously published videos on this data set as well as several others like financial complaints, HR analytics and a couple of others, then make sure you check out the link below. But this dashboard is based on the retail sales dashboard, where in the past I have produced various other designs to show how you can create an innovative design or design that your users will love. So I believe this is also a very good design, where on the background we have a light color over here. On top of that we have a title which is matching to the background color. On the right hand side we have a clearly visible filters, and as you can see we have the year, where we are allowing the user to just select a particular year and the particular month. So no multiple selection, just one selection. So there is a lot that is going on in this dashboard, as you can see, because what you have is the KPI. Along with that you have the trend and you have the comparison with the previous month, and then you have the analytical summary for a given month that you are selecting, and then down there you have this chart which is for the furniture sales, office supply and the technology, so the product category that you have for those. And this is basically a trend and how each of the product categories is basically being sold based on the month that you have selected. Also over here we are showing this that where is the highest sales, in which particular, what is the highest sale and in which particular customer segment. So we will see, I will show you step by step how you can create this. But an important thing which is going on over here is the combination of Tableau with PowerPoint, because if you see these boxes over here for the KPI, which gives you an image that they are slightly popping out because of this effect, the shadow that it is having is because is basically giving us a good view. And if, as you can see, it is basically consistent everywhere. Wherever I am showing the metric, the analytical summary or anything, that's where it is. So I will show you this step by step. And down there, like I said, if you are new and have not seen the previous videos, then link is down there for all the projects that I have published. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing is, from the PowerPoint, how we can create these boxes, because once you know this, you will be able to just create whatever box that you need and then use it over here. So one problem will be solved. So what I have over here is this box over here. So this is basically as you can see, giving you the image of rounded edges, with the rounded edges and slight shadow. So what's basically going on over here is, if I just delete that, what's going on over here is that you can come to insert, and in the insert you have the shapes, and you can take this shape which is already a rounded edges shape. So once you have this, right, this is background with the blue. So in the shape format, what you need to come is make it white, right? And edges, I want to keep it for now, but over here we have a couple of options like preset and all of these pieces. And if I remember this, if I select, let me just recollect because I created it like 3 days back. So in the shadow, I think this shadow is what I was experimenting it with, and then I changed it. Okay, this is the one which I believe I take it. In the bevel, this is the option, but you have full freedom as to whether you want this one. Even if this one, if you want to show it that it sits slightly inside the box, or it over here it is completely popping out from all the different angles. So let me just choose this so that I'm being consistent with what I did. Okay, and then as you can see, there are some formatting which is going on. So if I just first of all remove the no outline. That's where it is. And then I think I need to right click and format shape. So in the format shape, over here in this box, effects, you have the 3D format. And I believe I took the angle as 80. Nope. So which angle I took? So this is 80 and lightning is this one. So this is about, as you can see, experimenting it with it little bit. So as you can see, there are a lot of settings going on. So what I will do is I will just keep it little bit simple by having a shadow like this one. That way we can make it how much in depth, what is the angle, how much angle we want, contour and depth that we want. So all of these settings are available here. I have made some settings here which you can copy it. But for now, I think this should be, this is what I mainly wanted to show for the KPI. And if you see, this is the one, then you need to make slightly big in width over here, which I have done for this one. And then this is another bigger one, which I believe I created it, but I deleted it. It's nothing but if I increase the size, this is what it will going to create. But just make sure whatever your original design is. So for example, in my case, I just designed this one, changed the background shadow a little bit and all. So if you think you are creating this one or any other shape from here, right, just use consistently over here. So what do you need to do after once you have created the shape? Let's say this is the one if you're planning to use, then you right click and then this is save as picture. Because generally if you try to save it, what you will going to get is the you need to save the entire PowerPoint, and then you cannot basically import the PowerPoint. So what you need is basically right click on the shape and click on save as picture, and you will be done. So that way you will have the shape, and once I click on save as picture, it will show me where I need to save it, and you can choose the location based on your computer or where you are saving the project files, and should be done. Okay, so let's move on to our dashboard. Okay, so now once you will have the image, what you can do is basically in the dashboard, right? In the dashboard, you need to bring in as an image. So how you do that? Let's say I create this new dashboard by clicking it over here. So dashboard 3 is here. In the dashboard tab, this one, what you need to make sure you do it floating, and then you add the image. Once you add the image, it will ask you choose the image. So you click on choose image, and wherever you have saved it, so over here I have saved it here in my folder sales dashboard design. So if I double click and click OK, this is where my image is. And once I have this, I can bring in my sales KPI and put it over here. So only thing is I need to adjust the size. If you see, if I remove this, this is where my sales KPI is, as I have done it over here. So once you do that, you have the first KPI created. But this is about the design part. What I will show you now is how you create these KPI, because there is a lot going on, not just the number, but the percentage. And if you see, even the trend along with the average line chart. So what I will do is come over here in sales KPI. So the first thing is keeping the design of the dashboard in the mind. What it shows is for a particular year, which we have selected like 2021, we are selecting a particular month and then showing it. So what we need is the current month information and the previous month information, that we can basically show it on the dashboard, as well as have the comparison as well. Because what have changed from previous month to this month, like 21% increase in the sale, is something impactful and useful parameter which your management would like to know to evaluate how the sales are going. Okay, so for that, what I have done is I have created these current month calculation and the previous month calculation. And before I create this, what I have done is I have created a parameter select month. So this one, select month. So creating a parameter is an important step here, because with the help of parameter, you can have both the values, the current month and the previous month. Though you can do the same thing with the filter, but with the filter, you can only show either current month or previous month, not both. So that's why I am using it filter as a parameter, or I'm using parameter as a filter. So how you create a parameter is by coming over here and click on create parameter. Once you click on here, you get a screen like this one, right, where you need to click on mention the parameter name, the name which you want your user to see when they are selecting the month. And then the data type, you have multiple data type like integer, float, string, boolean, date and time. So here I'm choosing string because month value 1 indicate Jan, 2 indicate Feb, 3 indicate March. Also, when I am looking at the previous month, I can basically do a mathematical calculation to achieve the previous month information. Okay, so once you have this setting done, so you make sure that this is integer, this is list, and then these are the list value. This is the value which is going in the back end of the Tableau for calculation, and this is the front end value which user can select, right? So once it is done, you click OK, and then you create a calculated field by coming over here and click on create calculated field. Once you click on this, you get a screen like this one. So I'll show you the exact calculation for the sales. So this is the field I've created, current month sales. So current month sales is nothing but if month of order date. So order date is present already here. This is coming as part of the data. So if this is the month of order date, that means if it is May, it will basically have 5 over here equals to the select month. So if you remember from the parameter, May is associated with the number 5. So if month of order date is equals to the value 5, then sales, and that's what we are getting it over here. So if you see, this current month sales is nothing but this one. And then sales percentage change. Now the sales percentage change is a calculation. Let me show you. Again, you will going to create it with the help of create calculated field. And then you need to specify this calculation, sales percentage change, or monthly sale change, or MOM, month over month value, something like that. Alright, so if you see, this is current month sales minus previous month sales divided by previous month sales. So whatever be the formula is, so in this case we use this formula, which is a standard formula, to know how much change has happened from previous month to this month. So we already know the current month sales, but what we want to know is the previous month sales, right? And then do this calculation. So if you see, sum of current month sales minus sum of previous month sales will give you the value of actual change. But to get the percentage, you divide by the previous month sales, which will help you get a percentage like this one, 21%. But now let's see how you will going to create the previous month sales. So the previous month's sales is over here. So this is also a calculated field. So you click on edit. So what I'm doing over here is if month of order date is equals to the selected month, which is 5, because what we have selected is May, if you remember from parameter that I showed you earlier. So 5 minus 1 is equals to 4, which will give you the April. And that's what I was referring to arithmetic calculation when I was showing you the parameter. So once you have this, you will going to get the sales for the previous month, and that will basically drive the change with the help of formula I just explained. So this is all which is going on here. And then once the values are present, then I bring in the sum of sales, current month sales on text. If you see, this is the text. You basically pick this and drag it over here on text. Similarly, the sales percentage change, you bring it over here on text. Once it is on the text, you will see this T as the icon just prior to this field value or the aggregated field value. In the text, make sure you are doing some formatting. Like for example, this is Tableau medium and size 18 and the color is full black so that it is impactful. And monthly change is highlighted with whatever value that we want. So for example, I have highlighted it with this one, which is, I believe, is this close resemblance to this. However, you can choose the orange or maybe slightly grayed out or whatever value that you think is relevant in your scenario. If you want to follow, you can follow this. And if I click on more color, this is the color which has the RGB value of, or the hexadecimal value color code is FECC66. So you can copy this and what you will going to get is the similar color like this one. Okay, now what you can do is, if you have followed this with me, first by creating the current month sales, then the previous month sales, and then the sales percentage change, you will have the calculation like this. Now practice this by creating the profit KPI, because again the same thing is going in the profit KPI and the discount KPI. So discount KPI is also same, only thing is it is using average. Okay, so create these two KPIs by following it what I have just explained very step by step and logical manner. Then what we have is the part of the KPI is the trend. If you see the trend over here, and before I show you, another thing is just make sure that this is entire view, right? And alignment should be center, horizontal alignment should be center, because we want to make sure that it is coming properly on the dashboard. Now after that, what we have is the trend. So trend, you can see, is very simple, because we are going down to level of month. So we are showing for each day how much sales is. Also we are showing if for a given day if no sales is there, then we are showing that as well. Instead of replicating the value or showing average or anything, we are showing exactly what's going on into the business. If no sales, that's also create a concern as to why the no sales has done, or if this is sort of coming as a trend as well, that in particular part of the month continuously we see that no sales are coming. So for that, again, the default filters, we have the year and the month, and what I've picked is basically the order date over here, and you need to make sure that you are choosing the day, so that it is basically converting it into not year date but the day order date, right? And then you bring the current month sales over here on the rows, and make sure this is basically showing you, right now it is automatic, but if it is not line chart, then make sure it is a line chart. Okay, so once you have this, what you can do afterwards is having an average line. So average line is present over here. So this is the average line. Once you drag it over here like this one, make sure you put it on the table. And once you put it on the table, what you get is a line like this. However, it will be a solid line in your case. I have changed it to a dotted line. So if I right click and click on edit, in the formatting, what you can do is choose whatever thickness you want. So for example, this one I have chosen, and the line type is the dotted line, this one. And I'm choosing I think the opacity is something I'm reducing it, because the color is chosen this one and the opacity is gone down to a lower level. So if I right click, not this one, if I right click and click on format over here, this is the line, this is the color. If you see the opacity, it is just 29%, so that it will not look like it is a black line which is on top of the chart, but it is basically part or behind the chart. It's just to indicate where the average is. Okay, and similarly in case of a line as well, the color that I'm using is this one, the lighter shade of gray. So that way we have the trend, and similarly is what going on in the profit trend and the discount trend as well. But the only thing is, here the formula is not sum of sales or sum of profit, but the average of discount, average of current month discount. Okay, so that way we will have our first three KPIs where they are. There you go. You have the first 3 KPI, and if you see the title over here is sales KPI, which is a lighter version of the what I've done. So I've just double click on that. Make sure it's over here. Your cursor is over here. Otherwise, this will not come. So this is a sheet name, and if you see the sheet name size is 9. It is a lower shade of the gray, and it is tably medium. That way, we just want to show the user what exactly the name of this KPI, but the value is highlighted in more, more bold color, as well as the lighter shade of the trend to basically help them understand how the trend of this sales really look like. Similarly, the profit, similarly the discount, right? So that way, what's basically going on over here in the first 3 KPIs. So this will going to create your first 3 KPI. Now, this is where most interesting thing is going on, which is basically your analytical summary. So analytical summary, if I go to this particular sheet, there is actually a lot going on. If you see, if I expand this, so what we have to create is basically analytical summary for top region. So what is a top region? What's its respective sales? What is the preferred ship mode for ordering the product over here? And then finally, average time to ship days. Okay. So to basically get this, we have to create again multiple calculations. So let's first look at the top region. Okay, so the top region is present over here in this. It is nothing but the LOD calculation. So first thing is, let's go into the top region to see how the top region is coming. So don't worry about this calculation. I know this is big, but what I have done is, instead of creating 3 calculations, I've just created 1 calculation. So what's going on over here? So let's break it up. So this calculation over here, if I just copy this and put it here. So what's going on over here is that we want to know the sum of current month sales. This is easy. We have already done that. We want to get the sum of current sales by region, because at region the calculation is fixed. So what it will give is what is the sales for West, what is the total sales for East, West, and all the regions. Now from all these regional sales, we want to get the maximum sales. So let's say, for example, in this case, West has basically the maximum sales for this given month and year. So what it will going to give is only the one single value for the West region is as the highest sales. Got it? So that's what it is going on in the first calculation. And then we are saying the same thing. Fixed region sum of sales, sum of current month sales. That means if this value, this top value or this maximum value is equals to the regional sum value of this one, regional sum value of this one, then give us the region name. Then it should be the region. That means the maximum value, wherever it is matching over here for the regional sales value, then give us the value. So for example, let me give you the output as well if it is becoming too complex. So for example, is equals to, so output for this will be equals to 9429. Okay. So this is this part over here. Now let's see this part, what it will going to give us. Copy this and I'm pasting this. Let's say the output of this will be that you have East and you get, let's say, $1500 as a, and West, what you will going to get is the $9429, which is equals to this one. East, West, Central, let's say what you get is 4500, $4500, and so on and so forth. So this is the output that you will going to get it here when you will plot it. But what we are doing, we are saying this is where it is matching with this one, so give us this particular region, and that's how you are going, basically you are getting the value output. So just wanted to make sure that I further detail it so that it is much clearer, because calculation like this, once you have a bit of an experience, you will going to get it pretty easily. But if you are new or having just trying to understand the LOD and some advanced calculation, it may sound little difficult. And the easy way is that we create one calculation this, another calculation this one, and plot it on the front end, and then see, okay, what exactly the output is coming. But I've just shown you there. So what it is giving finally as a condition output is the region, if condition is going on, and that's what we are getting. After that, we have the top sales, top region sales. So top region sales is also the same thing. Where is that? Can I see this? Okay. Top region sales. There you go. So use this search if you are not able to find it. And again, the same calculation is going on. If you see, this is the same calculation to identify the highest region, which is West, and then give it sales, right? After that, what we are doing is identifying the shipping mode. So top ship mode. So here, top ship mode. This is also a calculated field. Again, very similar calculation. But what we are doing over here is we are identifying the ship mode and not the region. So it's the, first of all, finding the ship mode with the sales, and then comparing with the highest sales and finding the ship mode. And then what we get is basically the standard class as a ship mode for us. And then finally, what is the average time to ship is basically over here. So if you see, average time to ship should be somewhere here, shipping time in days. So this is nothing but ship mode minus order date. Sorry, ship date minus order date. So if we click at it, so this is if month order date equals to select month, then ship date minus if month order date equals to select month, this month we are selecting, then order date. So ship date minus order date is going to give you is the is basically your shipping days. So this is one calculation to identify the current month ship dates. This is the second calculation to find the current month order date. Once you subtract order date from ship date, what you get is basically the number over here. Now what may happen is that when you are plotting this, you can get in some cases you can get the multiple values, and if you see, that's what I've done, the exclusion. So wherever the value is coming as null, we need to exclude it over here, right? So make sure the exclude is enabled, and wherever you see the null values are coming, you just remove that, and in the end what you will going to get is the one single output for your discovery. So that is something what you need to show over here in your dashboard, which gives the user about what's basically going on in the current month, where the current month is basically West with the high overall sale of 9429. The preferred ship mode is standard class, and the product ship time is 5 days. Now, because we have so many fields, if we go over there in the data source, if I just come here, you have segment, you have customer name, which customer has ordered most product in the current month, what product has been ordered most, what subcategory has been ordered most. All these things is something what we can do once we know this commentary part pretty easily. And you can actually create not just the top commentary, but product, let's say if you have the least sales or least profit or negative profit, things like those, you can even create commentary. So you can create like 4 or 5 points, which is automated enough to give your user a sense as to what's really going on the higher and the lower side of the business. So now you have the second point which you can plot it or you can show it over here. And then the third thing which is going on is basically this section where we have one sheet over here, another sheet over here, and third sheet over here. The only thing is the sheets are transparent. So this looks like one block with its own small KPIs. So it's a pretty nice sheet. Simple, what's really going on, nothing much complex other than this one. So first thing is showing you the sheet. So once you click it over here, you go to sheet, and very easily you can see that we are showing the order date. What is the order date? What is order on day 1? So it looks like furniture is being given, has got a lot of sales in day 1, and so on and so forth for the rest of the days as to what categories is being sold highest. Then the sum of current month sales, which we have created it earlier over here. And then category is on the color. For the color, I have chosen different color, as you can see, which is slightly matching with the background and all that we are showing. So if I show you this, double click over here, this is the color code for furniture CC66FF. And for office supplies, I have shown you already FECC66. And for technology, the color code is 6666FF. You can either use this or you can create completely on your own. It's up to you, but I have chosen this one. So once you have this, the sales trend, what you do is plot it over here, adjust it width and height, and so that it is coming over here easily. After that, what you have is the another sheet, this one, which is again a floating. As you can see, completely I'm using the floating layout. So go to sheet. It's also it's not actually easy. I'll show you, I'll explain you in a minute, but what it basically shows is there are 3 different calculation that we are doing it over here. So these 3 different calculation is going on here: average furniture sales, average office sales, average technology sales. Why? Because these 3 values are part of one dimension that is present there, and I just wanted to have a different color code which is matching with this where you go in the dashboard, which is matching with these color codes. So I wanted to basically have this as a different color code. So for this, what I did is I basically created 3 dummy calculations so that I will going to get 3 different card, one for each calculation. So average of 0 is one dummy calculation where I have put the furniture. Average of 0.0 where I have put the office supplies, and then the third is where I have put the technology. And then I can easily go in and color code my values. So for furniture, this one. For office supplies, I can choose this one, I believe. And third one is basically your technology sales, and this one basically your color code. So that's what it is basically going on. 3 dummy calculation. For each dummy calculation, we are bringing the 3 different calculated fields that we created. And if I show you the calculated field, it's basically the simple if condition. If category is furniture, then give me the current month sales. That's it. So that's what it is going on over here, as you can see, and you have the color code. Once you have this, make sure that this is entire view, and these are all centrally aligned, as you can see it over here. The only another thing which I'm doing is, apart from calculation, is I am adding a small text, as you can see, and actually I want to make it bold. Okay, even for this one, I want to make it slight bold so that it is clearly shown over there. Like, okay, I don't know whether it did it. The first one, oh yeah, it did it. Just does not look like it really does. Did over there. So, and average technology sales. Oh, okay. So this was average one. The last one I was actually checking it over here, but this is the first one. So if I select this, bold this, now this one will be changed. It is bold now. Okay. So now we have the dashboard, and you can see clearly it will show you the values over here along with the numerical values. The formatting is also going on. So for formatting, what you can do is for each of these fields, you select this value and click on go on format. In the numbers, you can choose currency and no decimal values. That's what it is. So once you have this, the one final section which is over here is the highest sales in a given segment. So if I go over here, so that's basically your current sales value and what segment it is. So we have bring in the segment value on the detail. That's what we are showing it over here. So right now it's basically the current month value is something what we are showing. This is not exactly the highest sales. That's not what it is, the highest sales over here, but it's basically the total sales in a given segment. So that's something we can actually change just to bring in the highest sales. And I believe the if we want to find it by consumer segment, what we need is basically first of all the segment information. So segment information will come again from the value like top region. So we can duplicate this, right? And we can say top segment. So this is something altogether new calculation I'm creating, segment, and I will just duplicate this. So instead of recreating it, I am duplicating it, duplicate and edit, and I am changing this to top segment. And what we are seeing is top segment current month sales over here, changing this to segment, and again changing this to segment will give me the top segment. And top segment is here. I will just bring it over here. I have null and consumer. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I will exclude this and I remove this. Okay, so this will give me the consumer segment, and I believe it was picking up the right one for some reasons, but that's okay. And highest sales in consumer segment, and then so we have the top segment. What we need is basically the top sales over here. So it's again the top sales is basically top region sales. I will duplicate it with the top segment sale. Duplicate, edit, sum of current month sales by segment. So that's what it is. Basically what field, what dimension we want to use, accordingly we just keep on making the changes, and then we have the current month sales and click OK. We need to make sure that I'm changing the name as well. So top region sales, change this to top segment sales, click OK. So we have this top segment sales. Now if I go back to this and come over here, bring it this, instead of current month sales, we will say top segment sales. So top segment sales is something which is coming out over here to one. Oh, okay, I have put it on the text, but we don't want to show the text. So I will just either delete it, apply, okay, and then we have the top segment. So what we will have the top segment over here, okay. So if we did go here, we have this missing field which is this. We insert sum of top segment sales, make it black, apply, and top segment is here. So we remove this segment which was the field earlier and bring the top segment, apply. Okay, now it is fine. So this is what it should show us. So now your dashboard is completed with the help of all these different things which is going on. The only thing you need to make sure that whenever you are bringing this and creating a new dashboard like I've done this one, I've shown you the floating is what you need to choose, so that you are not really messing around, or Tableau is not giving you the problem when you are trying to basically fix the sheets. Okay, so you basically have this, then the KPI. Only thing is it's about arranging this. So I will keep this to you, keep this part to you to arrange it like this and format it like this, what I've done it. And then in the background over here, if you see, for the highest level of uh, the highest level of the container, the layout container, I've chosen this color, I believe, this one over here. This is part of a default color, so no worries, you can easily get it. So that way you can create your visualization or your dashboard finally with the help of the various different sheets that we have created to show the KPI, the change, the trend in one section, the analytical summary in another section. I highly encourage that along with the top region, what you find is the lowest region, or the region where you have the least sales. And over here, this bar chart and everything is giving us further trend by the product segment or the product category, and even by the customer segment. So that's about it. What I wanted to show you very step-by-step manner as to how you can create a dashboard like this with the help of PowerPoint to create boxes like this one, and analytical summary, and all these different components, how we can bring it together, and some LOD calculations, some calculated field parameters. So it looks like it, to me at least, for a beginner to intermediate level, this is a good dashboard, or a good number of techniques that one should know to really create a meaningful as well as impactful dashboard which your user needs and your user demands as to how they can really see this. And at the end of the day, basically it's engaging them, or it's good enough for them to drive the decision or to do the analysis. Well, let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to answer that. If you have any dashboard which you want me to recreate, drop me based on the email I'm showing it in front of here. Also in the description, all the other dashboards that I previously made is present, and some social media links where you can follow me. It's good to connect with you and learn from you as well as to what you are doing, and hopefully that will be beneficial for both of us. So that's about it, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic.